Welcome back to SouFLoTV. Again, everybody, it is your host with the most. Now, this article, the piercing wails of 51-year-old Laureen Powell set off a flood of tears from those around her yesterday morning in the gritty squatter community of Mona Commons, St. Andrew, as she remembers her two daughters who were killed by gunmen at their gate less than 24 hours earlier. So, this interview was done less than 24 hours after the incident had happened, and the mother of these two daughters speak. Also in this video, you will hear people who were there in person give their account of what exactly took place. Now, Powell's daughter, 31-year-old Shauna K. Tiffany Hunter, and 23-year-old Renee Tassie Martell, as we all know now, were gunned down at about 2:15 p.m. on Thursday while they celebrated Tassie's birthday. And based on the account of eyewitnesses that were there, the two sisters were obviously marked for death. Now, for those of you who are going to say, how them know so them marked for death? Because if you're in a crowd and gunmen pull up and the crowd scatter and the gunmen choose you out of the crowd, then that means more than likely that they came for you. And it's exactly how this situation went down. So the two bike them ride up and the pillion them jump off and said, nobody move. This is an account from eyewitnesses that were there how it happened. By the way, I'm taking this article from the Jamaica Observer, and you can find it in the Jamaica Observer yourself. The two bike, this is the account of the people who were there. The two bike them ride up, and the pillion them jump off and say, nobody move. In other words, I'm guessing pillion means the people that are riding on the bike with the rider of the bike or the driver of the bike. Right? So you ride on bike back, you're the pillion. They're telling that the pillions jumped off while the two riders, drivers of the bikes, stayed on the bike. Them jump off, them say, nobody move. And the one in the full black, him pull out a gun. Said one person among those who were in the lane that day to mark Tassie's birthday. Then me see him point the gun pan Tassie. And me hear, bow! And me see the blood start come out her chest. Right beside where she had her baby. At that time, me start run. And me see Tassie. Tassie start run too. Tassie running at the yard. And the man kick the gate. And run in behind her. All me hear is peer shot. While me run left my two baby them. One, my youth them a 1-year-old, and the next one is 8 years old. So there's an eyewitness here who is saying that they ran a chill out, them there, they a chill out with Tassie, I come to celebrate her birthday, me I say have a drink, burn something, share a good vibes. And I'm out there and my kids are out there, a 1-year-old and an 8-year-old, and when gunshots start beat, me run left all my 1-year-old and my 8-year-old. Run gone. Now a lot of people in the comment section are going to say stuff like, oh, I would never run and leave my child. Blah, 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 etc. You don't know what you would have do until you are placed in that situation. You hear that? Enough people, I've seen attacks before where the husband grabbed the wife and put her in front of him to how scared he was. And guess what? It was only dogs coming after them to bite them. You understand? They were being attacked by dogs. So you don't know when these sudden acts of violence pounce upon you, what it is that you would really do until you do what you do. You hear that? Now anyhow, then me see him point the gun pan Tassie. Him say me hear, bow! And me see the blood start come out her chest right beside where she had her baby. I don't know if it's right beside the place where she had her baby. At that time, I start run. And I see Tassie run too. She run in the yard. And him kick the gate open. That means say she, she get gunshot, and she running, and he follow behind her. She running at the yard, and him kick the gate open, and run in behind her. And all me hear after that, a beer gunshot. Bow, 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 bow. Me all run left my two little picnic them. One is a 1-year-old and the next one a 8 years old, the eyewitness said. While the gunman was targeting Tassie, the other gunman, the other pillion who jump off of the bike, was chasing her sister. Mind you, a little crowd did that. The crowd dispersed. Everybody a run in all different directions. How come them know if we go after the two sisters? This is not coincidence that it is two blood-related sisters that got hit down in the same hit. So anyway, while the gunman was targeting Tassie, over there shoot her up, run after her, kick the gate in, give her more gunshot. The other one was chasing her sister, Tiffany. And Tiffany, she now run into a nearby lane, and the gunman running there with her, firing repeatedly until she fell on the road with multiple gunshot wounds. Having killed the two sisters, the men jumped back on the two bikes whose drivers were waiting for them and had kept the engines running on the bikes all along. They fired 2 shots into the air without targeting anybody for those 2 shots. Just while them a drive off, while they were riding off, bow, bow, 2 shots in the air, signaling that they got the 2 that they came for pretty much. Or maybe it was also to make the rest of the people in the community scared. Like, hey, we come for who we came for. You better shut your mouth and not say nothing. Bow, bow. See that? Have extra rounds round here. Could have give other people some gunshot round here, but we didn't. They fired 2 more shots into the air, targeting not anybody, as they made their escape, underscoring that their 2 intended victims had been shot. Now, yesterday, Powell could not hold back the tears. This is the mother, as she tried to make sense of why anyone would target her only children. Only children, people, meaning this woman had 2 daughters, and these are her 2 daughters that were killed all at once. Okay? 2 children gone, just so. And at her age, I'm sure she now have no more children. She said, Jesus Christ, I'm 2 picnic them. I'm not have any more. Me know them not do nothing. Me know them not do nothing, is what she said to the Observer, as the Observer was there to interview her. Now, yesterday, which is Thursday, was Tassie's birthday, and normally, she wouldn't sit down out here, Normally, she would not sit down out here. But through her birthday, she got buy some rum, and she sit down out here, so. And me and them did sit down out here. And me get up and me go inside. And when me go inside, me hear brop, 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 brop. So me I try come out to see what I go on now. But when me I try come out, me realize that somebody blocking the door. When me finally push the door and look, and my baby, Tassie, me see lie down on the ground with her baby on top of her. For her own baby on top of her. The way me frightened, me just run out because the baby, one side of the baby face blood up. And the baby not saying nothing. So me did think say she dead. Because she not ball or nothing. Is the account that the mother gave. Now people, if you remember in the story where it says the group was attacked, right? And everybody, or 2 gunmen jump off, brandish gun, say nobody move. Everybody run anywhere when gunshots start beat. Eyewitnesses are saying that both sisters ran. Right? So how come the mother say I was sitting out here with her and I got me go inside, and she was saying that her body was blocking the door. I wonder if she get up and, go to where the gate there, and then she was trying, she start running when gunshot a beat, and of course she's heading for the door to get inside the house. And she got gunned down right there, right at her door. Maybe that's what the person meant where they said she gets shot right to spot she have her baby. Boy, look at that cycle. From the cradle to the grave, it's sad, no rotted clot baby funeral, boy. She said, but when me I try come out, me realize that somebody blocked the door. And when me finally bust the door and look, and my baby Tassie me see, lay down upon the ground with fear baby upon top of her. And the way how me frightened, me just run out because the baby, the side of her face, blood up. This is the grandmother, you know, giving an account. She said she run because she look and she see her daughter there, now move, bloody, and the baby on top of her, now move, now say nothing, and one side of her face, blood up, so she's thinking both of them dead. And my cousin said to me, you know, she said, the next one lay down around there so dead too. Damn. Just the way how that is said. I don't know if I could see a grieving mother on one side of a building where one of her youth them dead, and me just say to her, say, yeah, the next one lay down around there so dead too. Me probably would have to hold her and console her like, mommy, come here. I don't know if you're ready to hear this. You hear me? But I could just go right into it. I told them, you know, because the other one round here, so. But she said, my cousin just said, the next one lay down around there so dead too. This is what Powell said before declaring that her two daughters were murdered despite not being involved in any wrongdoing. Now, me, SouFLoTV, I refuse to believe that this is just some random pull up and shoot two people. And there's something here. And a lot of the times I don't want to tarnish the dead. But a lot of the times when we get involved in things, we don't make with parents know everything. You know what I'm saying? Most people that are involved in wrongdoings don't let their family know what they're doing, especially your mom or your dad. You know what I'm saying? So it's only right for mom if you come out and say what she know is our daughters them never involved in anything. But that's what she know. Is that factual though? Because it had to have been something why this was, and this is definitely a hit. Who could have want them dead? People, this could be anything, you know. This could have been anything. Let me show you vibes. Watch this. One of these sisters could very well have been seeing a man, right? But the sister loose. So she keep other man with that man. Now, if that man there know that her sister is the type to set her up by making alibis all the time. Yo, Tassie there with you? And she say, yeah man, Tassie there here, but she round there so I do something. Me tell her to call you back rare when she knows that Tassie not there with her, Tassie there with man, but she covering for her or whatever. It could be anything. And a man say, yo, I want to go dash with a girl there. You see all her big mouth sister too, dash with a rotted girl there too. See the money here. It could be anything. We've heard the stories now where people are say have something to do with a partner draw and them run with people money. We have a next story where we are hear them say they will collect money at Western Union, and somebody in a Western Union might have said had a person on the outside waiting for rob people who come pick up money from Western Union. She probably didn't want to give the money up. We're hearing a bunch of different stories. And like I've said in the last video, this is my disclaimer. I have not vetted any of these stories. I have not proven any of them to be either true or false. We just have put out what's out there. Eventually, those close to this will start to talk, as it always goes, whether now or later. Powell, which is Tassie's mom, the mother of the two girls, she said that Tassie was killed, leaving behind 3 children. A 1-year-old, which she had in her arms when she was shot. That is how the baby ended up on top of her, and the baby frozen, not saying anything. That baby was frozen in fear, people. Traumatized. A 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. Her other daughter has left behind a 8-year-old. So, we talked about them things before, you know. We talked about these things before. Tassie was 23 years old with 3 children, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 8-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Miss Powell, which is the mom, says, me weak. Them left me with 4 grandchildren to take care of, but me will take care of them. God will give me the strength to take care of them. Why them couldn't kill me instead? At least one of them should, beside me right now, at least for help me mourn. As she cries, judgment, judgment, but me leave them to God. This is what she said. Now, Powell, as she moved to try to console another grieving relative, detectives from Halfway Tree Police Criminal Investigation Branch were yet to establish a motive for the double murder. And here we are a few days out, and there still is no published motive for what happened to these two sisters. The police are appealing to persons who might know something to please contact them at the Halfway Tree Police Station, or at least call Crime Stop at 311, or just call 119 and talk to the police them. See, they need your help. So far, nothing has been said as far as what the motive might be, other than the stories that are running around. Now, this video gonna get kind of lengthy right here, so. But for the people them who normally listen, them are gonna tune in. Guest number 2.5 says, Jamaicans writing condolences to this mother is not going to help her. Obviously, the 69% of Jamaicans who did not vote are going to come together and work together if they want to stay alive. If Harris Chang is not replaced immediately, then Prime Minister Holness is letting the nation see exactly how he feels about the safety of our fellow Jamaicans. Out of the 37 to 20%, out of the 37%, 20% may have taken bribes, so they are useless. The rest of us are just going to have to come together and work together for our safety as a nation and a desolate day. And I was going to say the same thing. This grandmother is now left to handle the grief of losing two of her daughters at the same time in such a vicious, heinous way. Graphic. And then, on top of that, she's now going to have to take care of the 4 grandchildren that her 2 daughters brought into the world without their mothers being there. These children are going to need all kinds of therapy and help. I am sure that this grandmother is going to need at least financial assistance. If anything, I would hope that this grandmother and the 4 children are relocated. Listen to me. Watching the comment section of this article, you see, there are so many people in here who are ready to defend politics and their favorite politicians. Some people in here are saying, see that Andrew Holness still has not made Jamaica safe enough for the average citizen to live, right? And other people are saying, why not always I blame Andrew? What him supposed to do with this? What Harris Chang supposed to do with this? Now, people, it has gone from talking about the incident to people defending their politicians. At the heart of this matter, it has to do with the mindset of the people, big time. But in any land where the people cannot govern themselves and control their urges, especially their urges to become violent, to live outside of the law, and to harm others, and to make the environment hostile for legal, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens and children to live and thrive in, then it is the duty of your elected officials to use whatever means is at their disposal to make sure that, if not eradicate completely, then bring to a minimum these type of incidents that are happening. So for the people them who like to defend politicians and talk about Harris Chang no have nothing to do with this, he is the friggin' Minister of National Security. You understand? Prime Minister no have nothing to do with this. He has been charged to govern the island. They all have something to do with this. And since they're not going to double the police force, since they're not going to take extra measures to establish a DNA database, since they're not going to take extra measures to eradicate those inside of the force that are working rogue, since they're not going to invest in CCTV cameras everywhere, every lane, every zinc lane, every street, every nook, cranny and corner, since they're not going to invest in that, CCTVs with central monitoring points, and police being on the beat 24/7 instead of some police station locked down early and man gone at them yard, and if anything happened to you in those communities, you either have to run, go to another community, or you have to just deal with it how you deal with it until daylight and police go back on the job and clock in again. Since they're not going to make all these changes, then at least I hope in this case that they at least relocate this grandmother with those 4 grandchildren and give them the help and assistance they're going to need for those 4 children to grow up and become something good. Otherwise, what we're looking at, we're seeing before our eyes the cycle and exactly how the cycle will go. Traumatized children raised in poverty-stricken environments with a ceiling above their head as to how far they can elevate will more than likely end up becoming people who will traumatize other people's lives. We're going to leave this one right here. So for now, leave your comments in the comment section below. I could talk about this one. And again, the article I was reading from was taken from The Observer, straight out of Jamaica, and it was printed on September 19th of 2020. And it says, "Me no have any more. Woman weeps for her only 2 children killed in Mona Commons gun attack by Arthur Hall, editor at large." Okay, so you can go read the whole comment, but I encourage you to read the whole article, but I also encourage you to read the comment section so you can see the turmoil, how we run around in a circle year after year after year, while this thing just keeps on escalating. We're going to be extinct soon, okay? We are going to be extinct soon, unless we put a stop to this. I'm out. Peace. Oh.